So where'd the money go? You took the money, you took about $16,000, and you didn't produce anything for what you said you were going to. And he said, oh, well, I started something and I didn't finish it. Well, nothing was eventually produced from the project, and you took $16,000. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome back. I'm JBrancatella. And yes, the Christian apologetic meltdown continues. In this video, we're going to see a clip from David Wood basically admitting that he stole funds from, as Sam Shamoun calls them, the people of God. Let's take a look. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. If you're enjoying this video and the other content on my channel and would like to continue to do so and see my channel grow, then please consider supporting my work at the pinned links at the top of the description of this video, as well as in the comment section. Your support is much needed and appreciated. Barakallahu feek. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward you all.
Okay, so the criticism is I was working on a project and was paid for several months and that I've never finished it. Guilty. I was paid to work on a Quran project, and when I had to estimate, I said, I don't know, half a year, something like that, half a year, 8 months, be finished. And then me realizing after working on it for a while that it was probably going to take like 4 to 5 years if it's just me and 1 or 2 other people.
Guess how many authors make the same mistake? Guess how many authors make the same mistake?
Probably lots, or some, or one. And by the way, little side note, anyone who knows me, I probably don't finish 95% of the things I start. I just estimated this last night or 2 ago with a group of Christians, but probably 95. I have at least 1,000 video scripts that I started and never finished. I have multiple books that I started and have never finished. On the Quran, and by the way, anyone who knows me knows this. I always even though I'm aware of it and I've been doing it for years, I still, to this day, when I think, okay, I want to do this, how long is it going to take me? I massively, orders of magnitude underestimate how difficult it would be. It's something I would think, if it's something I think will take 2 hours, it's like 15, 20 hours of work. So here's the thing. Yes, I started something. No, I did not finish. It's something I would like to work on. I do not know if I will ever take the time to complete that. That is a huge problem in my life, that I start things easily and then I eventually get to difficult part and then I focus on the other things. And then I kind of just put that off for a while. Lots of the things you see me do over the years, actually was that same thing. It's just happening, like my testimony video. People love my testimony video. 34 minutes. It took me years to get that ready because I would just work on it on and off and I would give up and then I would start it up again 6 months later and so on. I made a Paul versus Muhammad video. It's like 2 hours long, but it's if starting something and being paid to work on something, but not finishing it means, if that's a deal breaker for you, David, shame on you. I can't believe I'm watching someone who keeps starting things. And guys, I'm not, this is actually a serious problem. You can actually think this is actually bigger,
So I want to say something. It's not just that you started a project that you didn't finish. It's that you were getting paid for a project of which you produced nothing for it. And presumably you had at least a verbal, maybe even a contractual agreement that you were going to get paid to produce certain material, which you never produced. And you acknowledged that and you took over $10,000. Looks like from the figures presented, $16,000. So where did that $16,000 go? Somebody paid for that. Some were actually contributors from online, donors, and then this George Sayegh character. So where'd the money go? You took the money, you took about $16,000, and you didn't produce anything for what you said you were going to. And he said, oh, well, I started something and I didn't finish it. Well, nothing was eventually produced from the project, and you took $16,000. So this isn't just a small matter. This is thievery. It is a misappropriation of funds, very clearly. We're not shocked because many of these Christian evangelical leaders can be seen in private jets and all sorts of things. But who knew that David Wood was collecting this kind of money and then not producing the material that he promised? How many of those people who donated would actually be wondering about this and have been wondering about it for years? Because this was, I think, over 10 years ago. But now we're going to see, in light of the previous videos that were displayed, we have David Wood, who admits to raping young girls. We have David Wood, who admits to committing adultery with his wife, who he was essentially saying that he was witnessing to, but there was little more than witnessing going on. And he acknowledges that, and he basically threatened his wife and said, oh, we're going to stop this. If we don't stop playing around and doing these things before marriage, I'm going to cut myself and you're going to have to drive me to the hospital. He's an admitted psychopath who almost killed his father by beating him over the head with a hammer, by his own admission. And then you have AP, who cheated on his wife, okay? And then on top of cheating on his wife, he actually seems to have not engaged or married his wife for romantic reasons by his own admission, but just to get citizenship, just to get a free ticket to the USA. That's what he wanted. That's what he got. He didn't marry his wife for love, and that's probably why he wound up cheating on her. I don't know if she agreed to this citizenship marriage or what. If AP were to reveal that, his citizenship might be revoked. And that's probably why he isn't telling you the full story. And besides that, AP now is committing adultery with another woman because he was seen with her publicly, admitted that he loves her, and he was being publicly affectionate with her, while still technically being married to the woman that he married simply for a ticket to the USA. And then we have Shamoun, who is said to have raped his ex-wife prior to them getting married, beat her, admitted to that, punched her in the face and gave her a black eye. We saw the image. So it's not looking good. It's not a good year of 2025 for these Christian apologists. And now Sam is going to send a very harsh warning to Mr. Avery Godlogic. Let's take a listen.
This is actually a serious problem. You can actually think this is actually bigger, thing.
Can't be seen. So, Avery, where are you, brother? Where are you? I know you are too good for David when you love Jesus, and you're not influenced by him and afraid that he'll deplatform you because you trust Jesus, open doors for you. So, Avery, are you now going to say, this is too much, Dave? The man is an adultery. I can't be seen with either one of you until you repent. Kudos to inspiring philosophy, Michael Jones. Clip this. I want to say kudos to you guys. You didn't show up. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Will you now cut off ties with David Wood, apostate prophet, until David Wood repents, stops platforming apostate prophet, and or until apostate prophet repents? Will you guys do that? Well, now the Evangelical Theological Society, well, it's not, I'm sorry, the Apologetics Conference, disinvite apostate prophet. What do I mean? Let me show you. Will they disinvite him?
Yeah, and that is actually true. What are they going to do with this? Because 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 9 to 13 say this. I wrote to you, this is Paul writing supposedly, I wrote to you in my letter not to associate with sexually immoral people. I did not at all mean with the sexually immoral people of this world, or with the greedy and swindlers, or with idolaters, for then you would have to leave the world. But actually, I wrote to you not to associate with any so-called brother, AP, David Wood, Sam Shamoun, all of them essentially are guilty of this, with any so-called brother if he is a sexually immoral person, or a greedy person, or an idolater, or is verbally abusive, or habitually drunk, or a swindler, not even to eat with such a person. So Inspiring Philosophy, Avery God Logic, the rest of these Christian apologists out there, are you willing to associate with Sam Shamoun, someone who is said to have raped a woman, someone who has beaten a woman, someone who has admitted that he struggles with sexual immorality, apostate prophet who has admitted to committing adultery, David Wood who has admitted to committing adultery in the past, and now he's seemingly has no problem associating with AP who is publicly still committing adultery at this point? Because the Bible says that you can't even eat with such people that are supposedly your brethren. Now, what more if they're claiming to be Christian apologists or influencers? Then it says, for what business of mine is it to judge outsiders? Paul asks. Do you not judge those who are within the church? So he's making a distinction between those in the church and outside of the church. But those who are outside, God judges. Remove the evil person from among yourselves. Will you do that, Avery God Logic, Inspiring Philosophy, and others? Are you willing to remove these evil people from your midst? It seems that the Christians have their own version of al-wala wal-bara, but what we see is they have a problem with it. The Christian apologists have a problem with Paul's concept of al-wala wal-bara. Why? Because they refuse to disassociate publicly from people like Sam Shamoun, David Wood, and apostate prophet, who are all guilty of what these passages mention. But it's not surprising. Many Muslims have the same problem. Many so-called Muslim du'at have a similar problem, that they refuse to publicly disassociate from people who are doing even more and worse than that by committing shirk and kufr and spreading it. And they still, oh no, he's doing good for the ummah. No problem. And you know who those people are. So it's an epidemic both amongst the Muslim apologists, supposed Muslim apologists, as well as Christian apologists. Let's see if these people will learn their lesson and stand on principle. Do you believe in the Bible? If so, stand on it and publicly disassociate from these people. But you won't, because you care about clicks and views more than your own religion. If you guys enjoyed this video and the content on my channel and would like to see more videos like this, then please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you get notified of future videos. Like, comment, let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. Share this on your social media platforms or with your friends and family. No matter how big or how small your reach is, it really does help with the algorithm, guys. But until next time, inshallah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.